I lost that. Now let's go.
Welcome in all my average gamers to another impressions video. Now today what we're working on, or what we're talking about, is the I don't even know how to put it into words, honestly. This fucking sweeping the nation of a game, Baldur's Gate 3. Now, if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, then you know that I don't really do CRPGs. I love my open world RPGs. I love RPGs. I love things like that. But I've never really been into like turn-based. Never really been into like your classic, point and click type of RPG games. Now I've always been intrigued by them because of the depth that comes with them. Now growing up, I did play a little bit of D&D. A few different tabletop adventure games and stuff back in the day. And first and foremost, the one thing that I want to put out there is if you are even slightest fan of D&D or any sort of tabletop RPG fantasy adventure as a kid, then this will be the first time as a gamer that you will ever feel like you were transported back to those days. Like it literally made me feel like I was sitting back in the basement at my buddy grandma's house, just playing some D&D, rolling some die. Especially having the narrator in the game. Now that's huge. I think the narration in the game is an absolute I would say necessity.
Did you and those tentacled freaks do to me?
Brother.
I'm not an idiot. I saw. Ah!
Your mind
Oh,
twists.
dude, he didn't like that at all.
Looking out
Yeah,
of
dude, I can't
unfamiliar
believe I fucking
eyes,
chopped
prowling
Gail's hand
dark,
off,
busy
dude.
streets. You try to hold the memory.
There you go.
The inscription is in a language unknown to you.
Oh, it's too bad.
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Speak to the dead. All right, we'll send that to I think Shadowheart. Just because of the way it really at first you would think like having a narrator would almost take you out of the immersion, would almost make you feel like you're playing more of a game. But I guess that's kind of the sense that they were going for, and but at the same time I still feel more immersed in this world, Faerun, I think if I'm pronouncing it right, than I've really ever been in a game. Now there are a few other outliers out there that definitely can hit with this world. The one thing I do like also about it is the art style and the art direction of the game. I think it's phenomenal. Now, it's not the most technically graphical game that you're gonna see on the market right now, but it's just the way everything comes together, the way it all looks, especially when you're in that top-down view. Everything is rendered very, very well, and everything looks amazing. And the particle effects, the fog effects, everything looks really good. The only thing that's a little tough, I would say, that now that I'm into Act 2 and I'm into more of like the darker areas, is it's kind of sometimes tough to tell light from dark. Because it's a very, maybe it's just the settings I have it on. Maybe it's the, the PC build I was using, or the PS5. It could be a number of things, but it was very hard. I would have to wait until I was aiming at a character and it would see like, oh, too dark. And I'd be like, oh shit, is he really in too dark of an area? And then I would kind of like twist my camera around. And I could see that there was like a shadow on him. And so that was really like the only issue I had with like the art and the way it looks and stuff like that. Now, the other thing, too, is I've only gotten through the first act, and I'm almost done Act 2. So I haven't beaten the game. That's why this is an impressions video, not a review. I've jotted some notes down here in my handy-dandy notebook. And, we're going to talk about a few of them, too. I've already touched on a few of them so far. The very first thing I want to say is that absolutely Act 1 is about as close to a flawless experience as I've had in video gaming in a long time. From performance to polish to the way the game is designed itself, the intricacies in what you can and can't do during gameplay, during dialogue, during character creation, and the types the just endless different types of characters that you can create in this game. It's unreal. Now, the one thing, if you are a D&D vet, you know that we are only going up to level 12. Because once you get into post level 12, I guess things get a little hairy, and Larian didn't really want to fuck with that. So, so they stuck. So level 12 is the cap. The other thing too is I've noticed through Act 1 and 2, though the dialogue is phenomenal. It's great. It's awesome. The choice and the consequence, and like I can't tell you how many times, like I've gone back, like reloaded a save from like 5 hours ago just to try and like, oh, well, let's see what happens if I made this choice here. Does it really? And like it does. It's just crazy the ripple effects that your choices can have, and you'll find something like just seemingly just a random rock or object or something. Like, all right, whatever. Well, for some reason, the narrator pointed it out to me, so I guess I'll pick it up. And you do. And then fucking 25 hours later, it comes into play and it's saving lives and shit. I don't know. It's crazy. The other thing too is the cutscenes are phenomenal. Cutscenes are absolute. The cinematics of this game, especially that opening scene, dude. I've started 4 different campaigns in this game. I'm almost done Act 2 in 2 of them, and I'm in Act 1 in the other 2. And all 4 times I've sat there and watched that opening scene. That shit slaps. It hits hard. It is great, phenomenal. Honestly, like I could watch it right now and be content with it. The other thing too that I really got to give Larian props for is because I started my gameplay. I started and beat like the first act basically on PC. So I played it on PC before I got it out on PS5, and I was doing a campaign with my buddy and stuff. And shout out to my boy who actually bought the game for me. So I guess we could say this is sponsored by him, Sergeant Juke Master. I can't even tell you to like and subscribe. I don't even think he has any social media. He does have an Instagram actually. Maybe I'll link that. I don't know. We'll find out. But the one thing I got to give Larian credit for is just how. I mean, I guess it's always a different experience if you're playing with a controller versus playing with mouse and keyboard, but it is like, literally, it's like they made the game, made it for PC, made it with mouse and keyboard, and then went back through and like remade the game from the ground up with a controller. Now, I will say the controller can be a little cumbersome sometimes. All right, a little bit cumbersome at moments. But overall, it is just, damn, dude. Damn, it's good. It handles well. It plays well. It's the best CRPG I've ever seen on a controller. Now, there's not a whole lot of them out there, but this is hands down the best. And I think it's because they are porting to consoles. Like they're at the PS5. By the end of the year, they'll be on the Xbox Series X. Because it's made that very clear. This is not a PS5 exclusive. This is not a timed exclusive, anything like that. This was just Larian needed a little bit more time in the cooker with the Xbox, and that's because of the split screen, because of the Series S. Like they couldn't get split screen working on Series S. They couldn't do it. Maybe eventually it'll come, but right now they're going to release it without split screen on Series S, but it will be on X. The experience on PS5 and on Series X will be 100% the same, as far as I know. Now, because they almost always are. There's a few differences here, maybe like 2 frame rate difference or something, but yeah, the gamepad or controller, or whatever, depending on what side of the pond you're on, works phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. The one thing though, like I was saying though, is the menus that you have, the radio dials that you have to go through, can eventually be. It's nice that you can customize them, but I'm really taking the time to customize them. I'm just kind of like let them go, because it takes a little while to customize them too. So I will say that can get a little much, a little bit of a sensory overload sometimes. It's right here. What the hell's going on? The other thing too is Act 1. So your first campaign you're going to disagree, but then once you get into like your second or third campaign, you'll understand. Act 1 is quite a bit easier than Act 2. There's definitely a bit of a spike from Act 1 to 2, and I hear 3 is even more difficult. So we'll see what 3 is like. But there is a bit of a difficulty spike from Act 1. Like you'll feel like you're just starting to get things together, starting to understand things, starting to get your your ebb and flow. You're feeling good. You got your jukes and your jabs and your dives and your grabs. I don't know. I don't fucking know where I was going with that. But you're starting to feel great. You're starting to feel phenomenal about it. And then all of a sudden you get in Act 2 and you're starting to get your ass beat by fucking seemingly innocuous mushrooms that just spew out fire. And like, dude, I don't think I recorded it. I'll try to find the footage when I go back and edit. But my entire fucking crew went into this like mushroom. It spewed out some spores. They started laughing uncontrollably, and all 4 of them jumped off the fucking edge of the map. Had no control over it. They just yeeted themselves into oblivion. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. That's ridiculous. Also amazing though. It made me laugh for like a solid 15 minutes. Now the other thing too that I think sets this game apart from any other game, if you take out all the CRPG, all the character creation, you strip everything away. The one thing that I genuinely think puts this game above, unless you're talking about maybe like, we'll get to it, is one, the voice acting, and two, the character models and facial animations are top tier in gaming industry. Like absolutely. Like okay, so we've got a few games out there. Like you got Horizon Forbidden West. You've got, you know, games from Naughty Dog. You've got God of War. You've got, I'm trying to think something else that really stands out for character model and animation. You got Death Stranding. Obviously, you know, Hideo Kojima is just, but this game as a multi-platform, is it cross-gen? No, it's not cross-gen. It's just current gen. Multi-platform game is just, it's unlike anything I've seen, honestly. It's just, you really believe the emotions that are trying to be portrayed on screen. It really is great. Now, as far as, man, I honestly, I can't stop speaking about it. It's so good. I get so sucked into every like dialogue, every like little cutscene that I have with my companions back at camp. Like I look forward going back to camp, which is usually like kind of the shitty time of games, like when you go back to your hub and like reset, heal, what have you. I mean, maybe not for everybody, but for me it usually is. But I look forward to going back to camp and like talking to all my companions, even though I'm rehearing shit. It's just, it is. And the difference in personalities from Asterion to Will to Gale to Lae'zel to Shadowheart, even Withers that you pick, like it is just unreal, the difference in characters and in personalities, and the way that the studio delivered on said personalities is just great. I really do. It's just phenomenal. The other thing too is so with dialogue and with that, the only downside to that I would say is it feels like sometimes the game's a little pushy with the whole romance options. Like it seems like everybody can't be trying to suck your boy's dick, and I'm like, yo, like chill out for a second. Like I picked Karlach as my boo in this playthrough. I picked Lae'zel as my boo in this playthrough. I think I'm gonna pick Asterion in my darker. I'm not like, I don't know. It's always weird for me because like I try to like kind of immerse myself and like be into the game, but like when I pick a character who's just like polar opposite of what I am or who I am in real life, like I'm not gay and I'm not a woman, so it's hard. Like I see a lot of my friends always want to role play, and like they're always like pick a female class, and I'm like, wow, it doesn't register with me, because to me it takes me out, and I have to like try to think as somebody else rather than thinking as myself. So like that's the thing. It's like Gale and Asterion and like Will all trying to like just jack up on your boy's booty, and I'm like, listen guys, back up a little bit, all right? Me and Karlach, we're doing some hot shit over here. You know, we got because I picked a tiefling sorcerer in one of my playthroughs, and I picked a half orc barbarian in my other playthroughs. That's why me and Lae'zel is smashing booties. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, but yeah. Other than that, I have to say I am incredibly impressed, and I highly recommend. Like I was saying in the beginning, you know that this isn't my normal type of game. So if this isn't your normal type of game, even at full price, send it, brother. Send it. Get it. It's worth it. I will say it'll take you some time to get used to and like learn things and figure things out. And if the isometric view just absolutely isn't for you, I get it. But the thing that's nice, especially on PS5, I feel like it zooms in just a little bit closer. I feel like it really is like almost having an over the shoulder view, like you're playing a standard third person RPG. Now, playing combat like that, I always just do the top down, like straight like top down view when I'm doing combat, because I feel like you end up just getting the best angle of being able to see everything and, you know, kill everything. But yeah, I think that's the part when you're traversing around the world and stuff, is you can zoom the camera right in, bring it right in. Even during like combat animation and stuff, you can bring it right in, and it is crazy. Like all the fucking hand gestures and shit, dude. It's like fucking Naruto out there and stuff with these guys, like, especially Gale, dude. Gale is just sending some shit with his hands. So yeah, I highly recommend. To anybody out there in my community that's kind of like on the fence a little bit, no, absolutely send it, get it, you'll love it. If you hate it, comment down below, let me know, and you can give your boy shit and, say that I'm a piece of shit for recommending it. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you as always. I appreciate it. I know I've been a little absent from YouTube and stuff. I've been working my gosh darn ass off. All right, and this is why I say this to the end of the video, so at this point you can stop watching, whatever. I'm gonna go into a little bit more of my personal life here. Life has just been real difficult. It's been really hard to find like any spare time. Like I haven't even really been able to stream, like nothing. And these videos take a little bit more time than just turning a camera on and playing a game. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying streaming's easy, okay? Streaming definitely takes a certain type of skill set, talent, whatever, to be entertaining while you're live in front of people. Now, I will say streaming's easier to be entertaining than it is, say, on like a live stage. Because I've done stand-up, and that was way fucking harder than it is for me in front of a camera to like tell jokes and stuff. But at the same time, it also isn't, because there's a delayed reaction between the chat and like what you just said, so you have to wait like 5 seconds to know if like said joke stuck or didn't stick, whereas you got an instant reaction when you're on so I mean, whatever, that's besides the point. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into it. Times are a little bit hard. There's a chance that I may lose this apartment that you see around me, so if things start changing, if you see a different change of scenery, things like that, like just know your boy's doing all right. Animals are doing all right, trying our hardest. I'm gonna start trying to bring more content to you steadily. I'm still working on that Final Fantasy review. I'm still working on that. That one's a big one though, a bigger one than like say this. And then I've also got a Starfield impression video, and then we'll have a Baldur's Gate review video and a Starfield review video. These are things that are coming down the line. Maybe I'll do some smaller like indie games in between that only take me like 10 hours to beat and write a review up type of thing, so I can kind of get some more content out there. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But definitely, check the links in the description below. Check out my other channel. That's where I upload all my Twitch streams. Check me out on Twitch. Check me out on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it's called now. Such a stupid name. Like, why, Elon? Like, why do you have to pick names that are so stupid? Like, you think that's his goal? This is a tangent, but you think that's Elon's goal? That he just picks names like for his child or for his like companies that are so fucking stupid that like he knows people are going to talk about it just because they're stupid. All right, whatever. I gotta end the video here. I go on 20 minutes about that. So as always, my friends, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below of what you thought, what you're thinking of Baldur's Gate, what you think of the content, what you think of whatever. I don't know. Tell me what it's like at the weather where you're standing. Maybe you're across the pond. Let me know what it's like down under or something. I don't know. As always, my friends, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sexy. I'm gonna make some average plays for you, boy. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I'm over. I'm out. Deuces, y'all.